All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I'm your host, Joey Guevara, and today on episode 120, we're reviewing Sorry to Bother You. Directed by Boots Riley, written by Boots Riley, cinematography by Doug Emmett, edited by Terrell Gibson, music by Tune Yards and The Coop. Production companies were Significant Productions, MNM Creative, Macro, Cinereach, The Space Program, and Annapurna Pictures. Distributed by Mirror Releasing in North America, Focus Features Universal Pictures internationally. Oh my god, that's so weird. Release dates were January 20th, 2018 at Sundance and July 6th, 2018 in the broader United States. And with a runtime of 112 minutes and a budget of $3.2 million, Sorry to Bother You brought in a box office of $18.2 million. Currently, Sorry to Bother You is sitting at a 93% on the Tomato Meter with 312 reviews and a 71% audience score with 5,000 plus reviews. I'm going to go check Metacritic. Sorry to Bother You, because this is going to tell us a different story. Metacritic is currently sitting at loading screen. Loading. Currently sitting at an 80% from critics and a 7 from users. So, the only thing that will ever matter is what we think about Sorry to Bother You. And you guys can start non-spoilers right now while I figure out this timer. Just start non-spoiling.
I'm pretty sure this is like his first movie, which I think is kind of cool because I'm pretty sure he did music videos.
I don't know what he did before, but I was just watching an interview, and Armie Hammer said that this was his first feature-length film.
Like, it's interesting, like, to do like a movie in this style, like, and it's like it's not like, I guess, like traditional.
My man is a recording artist.
Oh
yeah,
he's part of The Coop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, this movie is very intriguing, and I'm surprised, honestly, someone even paid money to do this film.
I mean, it only had 17 production companies.
So, I mean, they had to get money wherever they could.
Yeah, but this movie also feels like it. Like, when Armie Hammer said in that interview, like, this is Boots Riley's first production, I was like, there you go. Now I know why this movie felt the way that it felt. And it's because this dude's never fucking made a movie before.
I mean, the movie's chaotic.
It suffers from it though, because it's like 3 different movies stitched together, which like in some parts it's almost like 3 different anthology films, and each anthology film is absolutely fucking fantastic. But then it transitions into the next one, and you're like, bro, this is the thinnest through line that we could possibly have had to get from point A to point B.
Yeah. And I feel like it has like almost like anime elements at points, which is kind of weird. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff with like, especially like the whole earring thing. And I was like, I don't know. That's giving me like, I don't know if it like Kill Bill vibes. Or,
no,
like,
that's super. I would say that's like an artist thing, you know, having to be flamboyant.
I would say that.
Yeah, like it was interesting, but I was always just like kind of like, but why?
The thing that was throwing me off was the voice. You know, when they went to their voice.
I loved that though. That's what the whole movie is sold on, right? Is the white voice. Go ahead, Eric.
I don't remember trailers about this, but I don't know if they showed that in the trailer, because I was like,
they do.
Oh no, I know they said like, hey, use your white voice. I remember that, but I don't remember hearing the high pitched.
Yeah,
that's Patton Oswalt, by the way, is Lakeith Stanfield's white voice.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know who. Like, I was wondering, like, who the white voice.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's David Cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patton Oswalt is Mr. Blank's voice.
Okay.
And then Lily James is Tessa Thompson's voice, and some other dude was uncredited for Danny Glover's voice.
Because, like, I remember seeing the trailers, because, like, everyone's like, oh, no, this movie's weird, like, it does some weird things, like, once people seen the movie. But, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, I've seen the trailer. It's the voices thing, but then, you know, this is a movie you got to stick around the whole movie because it gets even weirder.
It gets even weirder, dude.
But, like, I'm surprised you heard anything. I didn't hear shit about this movie. I feel like the trailers came out, everybody said, oh, this movie's great, and then didn't say anything else. Like, I feel like Barbarian had more of a, holy fuck, this movie's gonna blow your dick off response to it. And this one almost just was like, No, Lakeith Stanfield's great. Good movie.
I love
It's like,
Lakeith.
bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That response, that tepid response, does not work when describing this movie because
But, like, when-
this movie's
when people,
weird
like-
as shit.
People explained it to me. I was like, oh, okay, they're probably talking about the white voices, sure. But then this movie takes some turns. Like,
I don't know for the better though, because it gets real fucking weird.
I think the first time watching it, it was like it was so interesting because I just was out of nowhere, and I personally liked it. Like, I like how outlandish this movie is. I do think it has some pacing issues though.
Some
and I think-
pacing issues.
I mean, the main
lot of
concern of this
pacing
movie
issues?
is pacing issues. Yeah, like if you had to be like, okay, what's this movie's biggest flaw? It's pacing.
That and
Is
the
this your
green
first time
screens.
watching it?
Mine
James?
or no? James has seen
this
it multiple
is my
times.
first time.
This is my
Okay.
second time seeing it. Yeah, because it was on Hulu forever, and I
Mhm.
eventually finally saw it, and then now it's on Netflix.
This
but,
is
like,
not
for
the
long-
first time James has suggested this movie.
Mhm.
It's been on his when we used to do the wheel. It was on his wheel multiple times.
Yeah. Like, I just like how weird this movie is. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's artsy, it's like, independent, like, this is not a regular big blockbuster type movie, and every once in a while I just like watching something weird.
And this is weird.
Yeah.
This is giving me some real Marcel the Shell with shoes on types of vibes. It's an indie studio,
No, but that was
and it's weird.
an indie studio. This is
Yeah.
5 or 6 indie studios. Okay.
36 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you, Joey. Like, I saw trailers for this. I totally forgot about the high pitched white voice. I was just like, oh, look, he's Stanfield. He's cool. I should watch this.
I mean,
Never
the cast is
watched it.
kind of crazy in this, though.
It
Like,
is
I forgot
really
people who were
fucking
in
crazy.
here.
Yeah, I didn't know
And-
Tessa Thompson was in this bitch.
Bro,
Yeah.
when Danny Glover came out, I was like, what the fuck? That's
Yeah.
kind
Said
of
the line,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah, he did say the line. I'm
He did
too
say
old
it
for this
100%.
shit.
Yeah. They paid him, honestly. That's the only reason he was in the film. They were like, hey, I'm going to need you to say this. Like, you're going to have a role, but this is what you're here for.
Yeah, he probably has a clause in his fucking contracts. If I have to say the line, it's an extra $100K.
Nah,
Yeah, easy.
they were like, hey, the shit guy from The Wire, he's working on Black Klansman. We need you to come do this, Danny. And we need your famous line. Forrest Whitaker was a producer on this.
That's so random.
What?
Yeah, it's so fucking random. I mean,
Terry Crews was random too.
dude, I love Terry Crews though. I feel like that man deserves all the love that The Rock gets.
Yeah, 100%.
He's just better. He's more charismatic, I think. I think he's a warmer presence.
I loved his like bad toupee though.
It was
It
so
was so
good.
bad. Like, his aesthetic's always so funny because like he's just such a big man. So like anytime you see him and like he's trying to be a regular dude, it's so funny.
And they always tried so hard to make him look like a regular ass man. But
Yeah.
he's like literally 3 Lakeiths sitting
Yeah.
next to each other.
Like, his arm is like the same like size as one Lakeith. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I think trying to be as non-spoiler as possible. I think the dialogue was really good. I think it fits in this world because it's very obviously like a hyper realistic version of the world,
Mhm.
hyper surrealistic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's almost like Idiocracy, like in between now and Idiocracy is when this movie takes place
Mhm.
because you start to see what the hell's the thing called? Not Regal View.
Worry free?
Worry Free. And you start to see like this mega corporation like start to almost take over the world.
That's
I
the
mean,
metaverse right there, dude.
this-
That is some
this-
metaverse shit.
It also gives me like Black Mirror vibes. Like
It's almost
especially
too
the-
happy though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like that is what would separate it. But like the whole worry free thing, and also like the 100 million merits, like it like that's what it kind of was like, oh, okay, this is similar. Like I
Yeah.
don't think they took inspiration from it, but I can see like, okay, if he like seen that, he was like, oh, I can make a whole movie based around something like this.
Well, so the writer director is like a huge activist. And I think that's one of my issues with the film. Like he would undercut extremely poignant notes on socialism and unionizing and shit like that with like really weird jokes. And I was like, wait, am I supposed to be taking this seriously? Does this guy, because I didn't know he was an activist before watching it. So I was like, am I supposed to be taking this guy seriously? Is he shitting on unions? Is Steven Yeun supposed to be a bad guy? Because he's not a fucking bad guy. It's
There's
just
a
really
lot of it.
weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of it where I'm like, what points are they trying to push? Like, what is
Yeah.
like, what's the message?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second there, Steven Yeun did seem like a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
I never viewed him as the bad guy.
I did.
Look, Tessa
No,
Thompson
there's
some
just wanted to
shades.
fuck. What do you mean?
There,
He could tell she wanted to fuck. And then what happened
Yeah.
when he was a good guy and showed up to the art show? She fucked.
no,
Hey,
he's the good guy waiting for the boyfriend to slip
Yeah.
up. All right.
He's a predator, man.
he
He's waiting to
is.
pounce.
That's so not true. He was just showing the fuck up.
Lakeith showed up, all right?
Lakeith did not show up. Hold on. If you think
Lakeith-
even for a second that Lakeith was a good guy at all, you're insane.
He's
Dude,
a
he
good
didn't want
guy.
people throwing cell phones at her.
75% of the movie, he's a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, he's a pathological liar. Is what he is.
Yeah, he's just a fucking worthless fuck.
Come on, man. He had to cross the picket line to provide for his family,
He
okay?
didn't. He's a fucking bitch ass. And when he crossed that picket line, I wish they would hit him with a brick. Fuck him.
That shit
I
was
love,
funny, though. That bit.
Yeah.
The whole Coca-Cola bit.
dude. I just like some of the running gags that were pretty funny, and this thing, it like the scene with the compliment, like not getting too spoily, but like that's
Hold
like when
on.
they're complimenting.
We're already done.
All right.
You're about to get spoily. Because we keep our non-spoilers down to 10 minutes here at Sooner or Later TV. So what that means is that you can click up there in the top right-hand corner to hear exactly what James is going to talk about in regards to Sorry to Bother You. Before we leave, we're going to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. 3, 2, 1. All right, for our audio listeners, that is 3 thumbs up for Sorry to Bother You. Go ahead and listen to our spoiler full review so that you can get our full hot ass takes, because I'm about to drop a hot one in this spoiler review.
Oh, no.
So we love you guys.
It's
Bye.
getting controversial.
I don't think it'll be very
Bye.
controversial. This movie's a fucking mess. And half the time I was
This movie
like, damn,
sucks.
a better director would have fucking, if Adam McKay would have fucked this movie's world up, he would have made such a goddamn good movie. Could you imagine the filmmaking quality that went into Don't Look Up into this movie? Oh man, I would have nutted so hard. Oh.
It's wild too, like because like critically and like audience scores, they're like flipped.
No, I
but-
wouldn't say so. I think they're pretty in line with each other. For the
No, I mean-
if you look at the Metacritic,
Oh,
which is
Metacritic,
actual
sure.
scores, right? They're like literally 1 point off, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just that the Rotten Tomatoes make it seem like it's way worse, but really it's
Yeah.
not, right? Like 2 people were like, "Don't go see this movie." But
Mm.
go ahead. What were you gonna say though about
Oh, so they do one of
Bits.
the bit where they're like complimenting each other is like it's always just one of the funniest things
Dude,
to me in like cinema.
I
Like,
I was laughing and then I was like, "Bro, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing
Yeah.
right now?" I
yeah,
need to know-
just cause.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about, right? Like that is such a poignant moment where
Mm-hmm.
you're watching these two lifelong friends. We didn't really get a lot about their backstory, but like
Yeah, who knows?
you're watching.
I mean, they're
these
definitely
two
buddies,
people-
but
Yeah, but like you're watching these 2 people who at one point shared the same thoughts and ideologies, and now this dude is like going against the group and being a piece of shit. And you're undercutting it with, "Bro, I hope you have a nice week, bro."
Yeah.
Like, come on. It
But,
was
like,
just
it's-
super frustrating to see.
I loved it though because like clearly they're upset with each other, and you know they're not trying to make a scene, so they're like, oh, they're complimenting, but really it's like, you know, they
Bro,
mean
were
the
making
opposite.
out. They were making out. They were trying to make a fucking scene.
Yeah, it was. I just think it's hilarious. But I like how like actually like how messy this is because it's just it's put in a world that is just so that makes no sense. So like I actually love the fact that it's just like if it was like it could be cleaner for sure, but I didn't need this to be like a super clean film.
Well, I don't ever need anything, but like it would have been nice to have the movie be cleaner, just because then it's easier to watch. This movie's not an easy watch, I don't think, because the whole time you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Like I was
Maybe you're
questioning
just
it the whole
thinking too
time.
hard, man. Maybe you're just supposed to enjoy the visuals and that's it.
But this movie, the story it's telling is not about just enjoying the visuals. Like it's way bigger than that. And like after learning about his background, it is not just a stare at the pretty picture. You know what I mean? That's a Fast and Furious movie you're talking about. I don't think during a Fast and Furious movie, during Hobbs and Shaw, I didn't go, that car can't pull a helicopter. I went, car pull a helicopter, yeah! You know what I mean? This movie is not a turn your brain off movie. It was never made for that. So to say I should have just turned my brain off, that's doing this movie and the story this guy is telling a disservice. He wants me to think. He wants me to try to figure out all the gray areas that these people are in, right? If you turn your brain off, go fucking watch a Fast and Furious movie.
But like too, it depends, because like there's a lot of shock and awe in this film, and also too, like maybe he is trying to make a film that is like, oh, you need to watch it a couple times, because like the first time I watched it, I wasn't paying attention to all the activist stuff. I was just kind of watching all the craziness behind it, and then the second time I watched it, I like took more notes of kind of what was going on in the background. Like I think this movie does have a good of like, oh, you can watch it a couple times and kind of get different things out of it, because there's so much going on.
But in the one time I watched it, I got what you got out of in 2 times watching it. So does that mean I watched it incorrectly?
I mean, it depends, like, kind of what audience. Like, maybe he's just trying to hit different audiences, because I think he's trying to hit multiple audiences with this film. So maybe you're someone that's like, first time I watch a movie, I'm not thinking too deep on anything.
Are you sure he was trying to do that though?
We don't know.
I mean, I was watching an interview with him. I was listening to him talk about. I didn't get too far in. I was like 15, 20 minutes into the interview. Yeah. That was when you guys hopped in the call. But no, they talked about the deeper meaning of the film.
Bootsy Riley?
Yeah.
Or Boots Riley?
Like, everybody on the cast was talking about how they read the script and they were so moved by it, and they understood the depth of it. So like, to say that he was trying to reach people by shock and awe, I just think you didn't watch the movie right the first time, because you didn't understand the story he was trying to tell, right?
Yeah.
And while any movie can be rewatched a second time, and you can always gain something more from it, even a Fast and Furious movie, I'm sure there's little bits that you don't get until you watch a third time, and you're like, holy shit, Dom's car really could do the wheelie. Like, I'm sure. But like, no, this movie, it sounds like he made it with a purpose, and the purpose was not a popcorn flick. And if you only got a popcorn flick the first time, you weren't watching it, you know? You were listening to it, maybe playing some Madden, which I got caught up in. I played a game of TFT, and I was like, oh, fuck. I can't help it. The movie is just a mess. So I was like, I could just listen to it.
Some points are drawn out. Yeah. But I think this movie, like, it's so weird, like the especially the voice stuff, and then it's so colorful and so stuff like that. I think it's easy to get lost into like the visuals and get lost into just like the chaos and just kind of like look over what's kind of going on, and like,
right. But then if you do that though, he's also making a comment on you, because you're doing literally what the people are doing in the world. They're looking past all this crazy shit because they're just worried about what's happening to them, right?
Yeah.
And a whole part of activism is removing this weird notion from your brain that you're the main character. Like, becoming an activist is something beyond that, because you're worrying about others as if they're the main characters, right? And it's a part of what it seems like this guy does in his day-to-day life. So, like, if you are just getting lost in the visuals, you are missing the point, because he's commenting on that. Like, we don't give a shit as long as we're getting ours, you know? As long as I'm getting my art nut off, it doesn't matter what's happening in the background. So, like, maybe he is trying to reach an audience by commenting on them and the way that they watch those movies. Or maybe he didn't, and he was like, we got to throw some cool shit in here just in case. But either way, like... Yeah. If it's the second one, it's a mess. And if it's the first one, his brain is so fucking massive, I don't even know how it fits in his fucking head.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess because the way this movie is, I probably would need to see kind of like what his like true. Like those interviews are very important for certain films like this. Anytime you have a film that has stuff that relates to like real life parodies or like just trying to be like, oh, this is how I view society, but like in a more extreme version. Like there's more like meaning behind it. He's actually from Chicago, which is interesting.
Dude, all the best fucking filmmakers are, it seems like.
Yeah.
All the best activists are from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eric, did you only pay attention to the flashing lights?
No, I paid attention to everything. I brought up that point just as like a devil's advocate. I didn't actually think turn off your brain, because this isn't a turn off your brain film.
I need you
like
to devil's advocate a little bit more, though. I want it.
But I don't agree with
You're like,
it. Is
"Fuck,
the thing?
how do I do
I
it?"
don't
Yeah.
agree. I don't agree with the turning off your brain, because this shit has way too many fucking levels to it.
Bro, in all the levels, when he's hitting those levels about activism and unionizing and all that shit, he's fucking hitting them, and then he just undercuts it. And it's like, oh, fuck. If this was a drama, this movie would have been fucking crazy. It would have been so good. I feel like it would have been really moving. And
See, but I wonder,
It
like,
grabs you. I think it grabs you with those visuals at first. Like
right.
when he finally sits on his desk and he's about to make the call, and all of a sudden, like, he gets transported to like the person
I
he's
loved
calling.
that. I
Yeah.
loved that. That was perfect filmmaking to me.
Yeah, that's when you were
Mhm.
like, oh shit, this is about to be that type of movie.
And then it wasn't.
yeah, I mean, it has a ton of cool elements, and I just think the thing is like, it should like I don't know if people go see it if it's just a drama. Like the reason like they see the movie as the hook of being like, oh, haha, cheeky, white voices, like and
No,
just,
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand why he made certain choices. I just would love to see this movie if it wasn't a comedy. Because you could even have those cool filmmaking techniques like Eric was talking about in a drama. It doesn't have to all be extremely rooted in reality. It's just that there were dramatic moments in this film that were just light drama that didn't have any payoff. You know what I mean?
I didn't feel like this was a drama at all. Like when I'm watching this, it's dramatic. It's not really. I'm like it's not that dramatic.
Right, that's why. It's
Yeah.
because he was undercutting it.
Yeah.
But there are
I don't know,
dramatic
man.
moments in it.
When fucking the Metaverse guy was explaining to Lakeith
Metaverse
Stanfield's
guy.
character, like, hey, we want you to be the inside man. Like that whole
Bro.
bit, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
like that is drama. He
Yeah,
had a
that's what I'm
fucking
saying,
gun on him. He fucking basically made him do cocaine.
That was more like thriller horror element.
But that's drama, though. Thriller horror is drama.
Yeah,
It's more drama than a comedy.
Yeah, I felt like you were more like really versus like drama. Like there was really no back and forth. Just like you're gonna shut up and listen.
I mean, there was back and forth. He walked away. He was like, "Fuck, I'm on drugs." Like there were back and forth.
The man just wanted to piss.
No, he wanted to fucking leave. I guarantee you, he was looking for a window to jump out
Yeah,
of.
I mean, it was a different vibe when he was like, all right, you go to the left, you go here, you go down these stairs. Like, once he started on that journey, you're like, oh shit, something's about to happen.
But that was really
Well,
cool
too-
too, because it's like he's running into a minotaur in a labyrinth. Like there are little nods to like other literary elements, or literary things in this that make it really cool. Like that one. Go ahead,
Well,
James.
like the commentary on high society is really interesting too, because like even when he's going to the doors, he's just like, "This is that colored door." He's like, "Oh no, that's a different color." And they're all literally like shades of green and blue, but like it's all like, "Oh no, you should know. Obviously, I meant the olive door. That's olive, and I told you lime green." Like stuff like that, and just even when he does his rap, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, look at this."
I
know,
couldn't
it-
handle that rap.
Yeah, no shit. It was wild.
It
Watching
wa-
all those white people say the N-word was wild.
Yeah, and it's just like it shows you like his look on like high society almost, and it's definitely not in a positive light.
Nobody should look at high society in a positive light, though.
Yeah.
You should never idealize high society because that is the most depraved a human being can be. You know what I mean?
Shit, I'm
Like-
trying to be high society.
Right, but you're the problem. He's calling you the problem in this movie.
Shit, I'm
Shit,
trying to be high
It's
society,
easy
if
to
you know
call
what I
people
mean.
the problem when you got money.
I guarantee this man don't got money like that though. He ain't got Army Hammer eating
I don't
people's
know,
arms
honestly.
money.
Yeah. Shit, Army Hammer ain't
Who the
got that
fuck's
money
Armie
no
Hammer?
more.
Army Hammer was
I've
the
heard him in
Steve
this
Jobs
movie.
character.
How do you guys know him though? I guess
He was in The Social Network. He's the Winklevoss twins.
He's in that movie with Timothy Chalamet. It's like another big one.
Call me. That's not Call Me by Your Name, is it?
I want to say
that
that's a
one?
name, but I
Where they're
don't
kissing?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two gay dudes. Yeah, Eric.
yeah.
But he's kind of been canceled because there's like some like
No,
some stuff.
some people made up a rumor that he eats people, and for whatever reason, people believe it.
What?
Yeah, I don't think
But it's
he's
not
eating
just-
people rich.
No, but there's also been like some abuse allegations. That's why they kind of been cutting him out of films and stuff like that. But the thing that's catching steam is the eating people thing.
Yeah.
Like that's all people think of.
Um,
But he's really good in this role. Like take out the outside stuff. I thought it was very believable, and I think most of the characters are very believable.
I think the outside stuff helps you believe this role, though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
I mean, because he's a good villain no matter what, but this guy definitely
Yeah.
fucking eats people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%.
Like, this is
Yeah.
just on a whole nother level than fucking, oh, you stole Facebook from us. Oh, we're going to go rowing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is some next level shit.
Yeah.
He's some evil fucking like
Yeah, he's an evil mastermind, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and the
So-
dude almost always wins. Like, he almost
He
won.
did
at the,
win, dude,
no,
at
he
the
didn't.
end.
What do you mean?
Oh, I guess
I mean,
you're
they
right, you're
pop in and probably kill him.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
this
you're
is
right.
spoilers.
I forgot
Eric. We're
about that.
spoiling.
I forgot about that.
the
I was like,
eco.
well, he turned into a horse. But then you're like, oh wait, no, they ran his shit.
Yeah, they ran
But,
the
like-
fuck out of his pockets.
It's so crazy too, and like it's the thing where you talk about like manipulation through the media, because it's like he says this and then the stock shoots through the roof. They're like, oh yeah, manpower, these people want to be horses, so it's cool, like we're gonna get all our shit for free, like, and for easier, half the price.
Yeah, that's basically Elon is this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
he kind of is.
Just failing fucking upward by doing horrible
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Let me fire all my fucking staff real quick.
Dude, what a
Yeah.
scumfuck bastard. Fuck Elon Musk. He ain't shit. He's a bitch.
He is.
He's that. Oh man, I fucking hate him. He's so fucking worthless. His
I
fucking.
mean, that shit was a power play,
What
though.
you guys think?
Bro,
of
it doesn't
the
matter if
fucking
it's a
art
power play,
exhibit?
still a piece of shit. The art exhibit was wild, but I loved it. Fucking artists are crazy.
I'm too small brain. I didn't really get why she was being thrown with all this shit.
I don't
on
think
her,
you're
so.
supposed to. I think it's supposed to be more so like she's talking shit to him because he's doing crazy shit, but like look at her, she's just being fucking abused for an art show or whatever.
But no, she says it like before when they like, oh, why Africa, why this, why that. It's just like saying like, oh, because they're taking the resources from Africa, and that's her way of showing, being like, oh yeah.
But that doesn't
You know,
explain why she needs to get hit, right? She's explaining the art exhibit. She's
Mhm.
explaining I'm focusing on Africa. There's stuff in the bins because all the minerals we need come from Africa. But Eric is saying, why did she need to get hit by that stuff?
And
She
then what's
does,
up with that quote?
she does not explain
My
it, right?
tits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She does
But I-
not explain that part.
But like they do a bunch of like you see like weird art shit like that. So it's maybe just to be expressive and like because if she's not doing that part, it's no different than a normal like art gallery. Like so she does that and it's like okay, now we all care. But like I mean I think it's interesting too when he calls her out on her shit because he's like you're just selling all this shit to rich people too. So like why am I just a bad guy? And it's like yeah.
That's not true though, because she's actually doing activist shit. He's the bad guy because he's directly going against activist shit, and she's
Yeah, but
using
it's
the
not-
money.
She's like,
Go ahead, Eric.
you could say that she's like, she's taking the profits from her art and bringing it back into the community.
Putting it into the left eye, right? That's the
Like,
whole
even
point
if
of what
it's
she's
like-
doing.
Even if it evens out, she's still neutral, while Lakeith's character is just taking the money and becoming evil, I guess.
I mean, no, that is exactly what happens in the movie. That's word for word exactly what they were going for.
Shit, until he becomes a horse, then he's good guy again.
Shit.
Yeah, but he only had to become a fucking horse. Like, he can't take the money now, motherfucker. He's already a horse. You know?
Yeah.
And
They
he's not
said-
gonna.
They literally said that in the film. They're like, you were with them until you saw this horse shit. Okay, this is what it took for you to switch.
Yeah. So he was still.
But that's a lot
actively-
of people in society. It's like it takes that one major thing. Like a lot of people are like, I'm okay with it, I'm okay till it gets close to home. Then it's like, oh wait, okay, now it's close to home, it's a problem.
I'm gonna tell you
And-
now. If I go into one of your guys' houses, I go behind the olive door and I see a fucking horse person.
Bro, instant. It's not even for
I'm
a
out.
moment. Yeah, because he was still considering that shit. He slept on it and was
Yeah.
still considering that shit. Crazy.
So it was it the so the line is what actually gave him the thing, right? Or like because he flips that thing over the timer. So I was like,
There's no way
is that
of
when he?
knowing because
'Cause,
they
like,
I
don't.
think it is that. I think it is that line, the diffusion agent or whatever they called it.
But you have to
Yeah.
remember that this dude has his tendrils and everything. It could have literally been anything. Because remember, he gets knocked out.
And that's the second time
There's-
it could happen.
There's
Yeah.
hours where we don't know what happened to
Correct.
him. He's just in that fucking box, you know? So I figured that that's where they got him. They fucking
So
got
the-
him and injected him with horse dick or whatever.
Because the only reason it confused me is because he flips over the little time thing, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I remember the first time I watched it, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. The second time, I was like, oh, this is when he turns, and I'm like, oh wait, no, like there's a lot of movie left after this. Like he does the line, but then it's like when he gets knocked out, I'm like, is that when they like gave him or injected him the serum, or does the serum take 2-3 days, whatever time had passed?
Yeah, but I think that's putting too much logic onto some wild ass shit.
Yeah. But it was funny when he was like the nostril flaring thing, and then you're like, oh, okay, how can they ever know? And then when they finally do the nostril flares, like, no, them bitches are flared.
Dude, that was some high drama too, though. My man was freaking the
Yeah.
fuck out. That was
Yeah,
almost
he was-
sad the way he was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a fake out. I was like, oh, he's fucking playing, and then he shows his face. I'm like, oh wait, he ain't playing.
You know how painful that would be?
I legit thought that it was all he was gonna wake up and he was gonna be a
As a
horse
dream?
already. Yeah, but it was like
Oh.
it was like a fever dream of him becoming a horse. This movie saved itself by turning Lakeith Stanfield's character into a horse. If they didn't do that, I would have given this movie a 3. I'd be like, this movie fucking sucks and it's fucking worthless. But they made him
Why,
a
'cause
horse.
Lakeith didn't turn to a horse.
Yeah,
I
if
thought
he
it
would
was-
not have turned him into a horse, but my man turned him into a fucking horse. They went
And the
full
way
tilt.
the way the movie's ending too, it's almost like, okay, when he's gonna turn, when's he gonna turn, when's he gonna turn? And there's so many moments where it's like, okay, it should be after this time, it doesn't happen. It should be after this time, it doesn't happen. Then the movie's like over, and you're just like, oh, okay. And then it's like a quick little cut, and then comes back, and it's just like, oh no, this motherfucker's a horse.
I mean, yeah, I agree with Joy. Like the whole time after he sniffs that, I'm pretty sure it's when he sniffed that coke.
It's up for
Yeah.
interpretation. It's either an alien or it's not.
Dude,
he either got the
little
coke or
bowl
not.
has the bowl has a yeehaw on it, dude, with a horse on it.
Yeah, but maybe either way.
My canon is that's the fucking
yeah, that's
horse
your head
user.
canon.
But in my head,
The
I'm
whole
like, that
time.
takes so long to turn.
but we saw him do a massive line of coke.
Massive.
Dude,
It
that
was
line was
massive.
fucking 3 feet long, man. That was a small child he snorted in coke.
But then too, he's like, "Oh, my heart's racing." It's like, well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, you just did coke. Yeah.
and you have head trauma.
Yeah. Yeah, because he definitely
And-
did not get that shit looked at.
No, that bandage got so nasty towards the end of it.
There was no reason for him to even still be wearing that shit.
No.
This is
And
a
why?
big
I don't know
gash,
why he
dude, come on.
kept opening up.
Bro,
Like,
it
he got hit with
wasn't a
can of
big
Coke.
gash. Yeah, he should have been fine. He wore it for
but
3
by the end of
fucking
it,
days.
it was like a little.
Yeah.
Which would have been what it was like on the day. They would have wiped the blood away. It would have been that little gash. They would have put a little thing over it. But they needed the poster. They needed him with the
Yeah.
fucking strip.
I mean, it was funny. Like that was one of those things too, where I loved it though when the kids started wearing the wigs with the cans or whatever. Like it just did some weird stuff that just crashed me up. Like
And I was with Lakeith's character. He's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
I mean, it's a little racist having all those white kids
Yeah.
wearing a fucking afro like that.
yeah,
man, and his rap was oof.
and you know the first time I didn't remember.
If
I
you
was
want
like,
to call
okay,
it
he
a
does
fucking
this.
rap, by the way. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hardly
I was
call
like,
that a rap.
His
He does it, and then he
rap.
has a little bit of rap in the end, and then you realize like, oh no, he doesn't.
No, he knew what the people wanted though. He knew what these high society motherfuckers
Correct.
wanted.
Yeah, he knew that he was gonna be the token, and they were gonna love it. Like that's all. That's all he was. Because like even when he comes, he's like, "Oh, tell me some Compton stories or whatever, wherever he was from." He said, and
From Englewood.
yeah, and it's just like, dude, like you're just assuming because he's black, he like has he's like,
Oh man,
yeah,
you can rap, right? You're
Yeah.
a rapper.
He
Some
thinks he like
fucked
shot up
shit.
all these people. He thinks he's a rapper. He thinks all this is just pure racism.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is literally fucking just random. Her art installation. I've been looking up so that I could give you some sort of something here. But from
Gotcha.
all the things that I've read, it's the art installation is almost like it's all about capitalism, and it's all about like the dangers of capitalism. And the quote that she's doing from The Last Dragon, which is what she says in the thing, is essentially a way of saying like it's just talking shit about capitalism the whole time. There's still no reason for her to be accepting phones to the chin. But that's all
She
she's
was
doing.
taking them bitches, dude.
Dude,
But she knows that's
so
gonna get
fucking
people
fake.
to come. That's gonna like because
Nobody knew that was gonna happen.
I mean, we don't know that. We don't know what
No,
poster she put out.
Then why would she get up there and explain it? Nobody knew that shit was gonna happen.
Man, she's artsy, dude. She just wanted them to snap their fingers and throw tomato balls at her face.
But
It's like- it's
either
like-
way, they didn't know because she wasn't even telling her boyfriend about it. Her significant other, she wasn't explaining anything. So she ain't sending out no fucking flyers to no white people about this shit
and
either.
she wasn't telling the Keith because he couldn't even have a conversation with her. He just wanted to look at that blunt the whole time. And she's like, "You're not even listening to me."
I'm glad that you're recognizing that Lakeith is a bad guy in this movie.
Yeah.
He's a piece of
Dude,
shit.
he's the definition of I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, 100%. He is
I'm gonna get God, but I'm gonna get mine more than I get God.
he is a selfish top for sure. He is the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
selfish lover.
100%.
But yeah, it was just really random. It's essentially though a parody on activism. It's essentially what her character is. And from what I was reading online just now, a lot of people were like, she's not even a character. She's an idea personified. So like you lose a bit of the human being Detroit because she's so wrapped up in her ideals, right?
Mhm. I mean, she almost feels like a part of his imagination. Like
Yeah, she does not
doesn't-
feel like a real person at
Yeah.
all.
like
Just what,
even
she's just her job is to twirl a sign. Or
Yeah.
what the fuck?
And make an art installation, Eric. Don't fucking belittle the arts, all right? We won't
dude, she
stand
got
for
part-time
that.
jobs for days, dude.
That are all fucking throwing the sign, really, though.
But like even too, like there's sometimes, especially when he gets hit in the head and everything, like as the movie's winding down, I'm like, is any of this real?
I had the
Like,
same
you're
thought.
almost like,
But, like, if it was not real at the end, this movie would have been absolute dog shit.
I mean, it'd have been stupid. It would have been the
Yeah.
whole like it could not have been a fever dream. Like there needs to be some stakes because if not, it's just pointless.
Yeah.
And like, why, if it was his fever dream, why would he be having that thought process? He's not the type of person to have those thoughts. Like in his fever dream, he's not thinking about like activism stuff and starting a union.
No.
So like, it would make no sense. Like,
He
but
was
no,
thinking
but
about
the
the sun exploding.
activism in starting a union happened way before he got hit in the head.
that's true. Yeah.
Like, he was already a
I guess
rich
the horse
prick.
shit.
Yeah, the
would
horse
all be
shit
after,
all
yeah.
happens after, yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who
I mean, I
fucking-
don't know if I would have believed him, dude, because this sounds so fucking far fetched. He's like, hey, they're turning people into horses and the big dicks. And
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, he had the video at least.
the video was the only thing that saved him because he called that fucking writer and he was like, yo, this dude is cracked out right now. Holy shit. I'm gonna just
He like
hang
called him
up.
a different name and everything too.
He called him Jake and then he hung up the phone on him.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. All of it. All
But
of
I
it was
mean-
really weird.
The movie, even like as soon as he gets in the head, though, it does like ramp up even more. Like it ramps up so crazy. The last like 40 minutes of this movie are just insane for the sake of being insane.
I'm glad you like
and
that.
I fuck with it, dude.
Do you?
I fuck with the weird.
I do too. Like I love how
Weird.
this movie's weird. Like this movie doesn't. It's its own movie. Like it's like nothing else you're gonna see.
This is some real fucking everything, everywhere, everything at once type shit, you know?
I keep thinking about Green Knight when I think about this movie because that movie was fucking weird.
It has some elements of that. It does.
Yeah,
But like
where
with
it's
Room
like-
Green Knight it was like, oh, for fake.
For what? Green
Or-
Knight?
Yeah, like in the end, it's just like he's like, oh no, I gotta make a different decision, so I don't go down this path. Like, look, he didn't get the opportunity to make a different decision.
Yeah, that's true.
He just was a
just a
horse.
horse. Yeah. He just
Yeah.
had to deal with the fact that he cut old boy's head off. He is just a horse
Yeah.
now.
And I love how that was Armie Hammer selling point. He's like, hey, horse cock.
You
bro.
get a horse cock.
And you get to keep it.
So were all of the men who got turned into horses uncircumcised because their horse cocks were uncircumcised? This is the horny section of this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I wonder, I don't
It
know.
was so weird. They all looked like armadillos or fucking anteaters. It threw me
I think
off.
they probably didn't want to make it too graphic, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't really look at it, to be honest.
Too penisy. I mean, how could you
Yeah.
not look at it? At one point, it was 1/3 of the screen, Eric.
And
What'd
he's
you
just
do? You went,
slaying around.
you pull the Nick, and you're like, oh no, gay shit, no. Like what?
When when the first one's on the floor specifically,
It's just horse cock. Yeah,
They make sure you know.
that they're
I
all
think it's what
anatomically
James
correct.
said. It's just that it doesn't look too much like a dick.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But I was like, huh. All of them were uncircumcised.
And maybe
They're
it grows
looking
back,
for.
dude. Who knows?
Oh my god, the foreskin grows back.
It could though. Like we did. If the formula can stretch out your face, it can do anything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Or your other penis just completely falls off and you just grow a brand new one.
And is that what horse
No.
men are called?
Dick
Like
look like?
Wait, what?
what were they called? Them the fucking-
Equisapiens?
Yeah. What is that? Is that for this film or is that?
Sapien is someone who stands up on two legs, and equestrian is a horse. Ecosapiens. Yep.
Gotcha. Because they just took.
I love that
fucking
you were like,
brain's so big,
do
dude.
they call them that? Like nobody's ever called them that because no one's ever made a horseman like that. Like,
But like
centaur.
my issue.
It's a centaur,
Okay.
right? Yeah, those are
Centaur, yeah.
centaurs, which is different because they have.
They have the horse bottom,
Right.
And then the torso up is man,
Right. This is the opposite,
Yeah.
where it's a horse up top, other than the penis.
Yeah, and I think that's what confused me because I kept thinking centaurs when I was like hearing the name. But also too, it's just like I love how they embrace the name. I'd be like, I don't care. You turn me into this. I'm not calling myself that. I'm coming up with a different name.
No, that's
Dude,
the.
at one point they were like, equestrians roll out.
Yeah. Like they embraced it. They really did.
I don't even know how the fuck you spell that.
It's in the credits. It's in the wiki, man. It's at the bottom.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
I was like, you fuck. In an interview with Thrillist, Riley explained the introduction of Ecosapiens as a means of making Cash realize he's just a cog in this horrifying capitalist machine. In the world of the Sorry to Bother You movie, you have a world in which everybody is accepting slavery, and now that he's hawking their labor, I thought, okay, there's just more of an interview.
Forrest Whitaker was the first Equisapien.
Oh, what? The one who was like, we're in pain, or the one who falls out of the
Yeah.
bathroom? That's wild as hell.
Holy.
Where'd you find that at?
It's on the cast and wiki.
No.
So
Forrest Whitaker
was
is
the
the
one-
first Equisapien / Demarius.
Oh, shit, that's wild.
So was he like a failed one?
No.
Because he was in pain, or is that just hurts it just hurts because of transformation, like you're growing pains almost?
Nah, bro, they're all in pain.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, it
Pain
works for
all
only
the time.
70% of the people. I'm like, damn, what happens to the other 30%?
Soon they just die.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a weird mutation. That's why I was wondering. I was like, oh, is he a 30%er? So that's why he's in pain because he's gonna die, or is it just like the transformation is painful?
No, it's got to be just
I think the
transformation.
existence is pain.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
existence is pain. I don't know. Like, I don't care how strong and fast I am. I'm not turning into a horse.
They didn't even
Wait,
seem that
Rosario
fast.
Dawson?
Yeah, she was the
Is it-
voice
is
in the elevator.
Oh, what the hell?
I love Rosario
thought-
Dawson.
When I first watched it too, when he started running after the car, I thought that's when he was first gonna turn into it. Like after that night where the guy, like, he's like, "Oh, you're the guy from the thing," and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not." It's like, bro, you still have the bandage on your head, idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to turn into T2000 right there.
Dude, how cool would that have been?
dude, he just started dipping though, like, and that would have been wild.
Or he grows horse
It's like-
legs, that's it.
It's like in Forrest Gump. He
Yeah.
turns with that fucking slow motion.
Oh yeah, then they start breaking off.
Hey, let's make a remix version of this fucking film, huh?
Oh,
Get
so
Lakeith in the lab.
his reasoning behind turning them into horse people is because of the term workhorse and horsepower. So he
Oh.
specifically chose horses because of the, our thoughts behind what a horse is used for is work. That's all they're good for.
I like the
Makes
logic.
sense.
See, this dude
Can't
mean-
argue with that.
is very deliberate. Okay,
So,
what are they
I wonder if
putting?
his album has anything to do with the movie, or is it just he used the title?
Oh, he has an album called "Sorry to Bother You."
Yeah.
There,
It's just the
it was-
soundtrack to this shit.
bro. There's
Yeah, it's just
there's absolutely fucking no way it has to do with equestrian people. All right, I'll just tell you right now.
dude. What if the last song is just horse people?
Go look it up.
Yeah. So
No,
it's the
album
magic
cover
clap.
of this shit.
Is it a horseman?
No, it's his last album too. He did.
Oh, that
Oh,
looks
I
pretty
mean,
dope,
the
though.
album is like, yeah, I mean, they show like the brutality of like the police force and stuff when they were trying to get them in.
That seems like probably what all of their music is like, though.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the songs is literally "We've Got to Teach You a Lesson," Cassius Green. So
Oh.
apparently some of it is taken from this. Now I'm gonna have to listen to the goddamn
That makes
album.
sense.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It has an 80 out of 10 or 80 out of 100 in Metacritic.
Ooh, Consequence of Sound gave it a C plus though. Whoever the fuck that is.
Haters.
Yes, straight haters. Dog. Pitchfork gave it a 7.2.
Sellouts.
I mean, the one song like track 4 is called "The Gods of Science," and it's just like that's kind of how Army Hammer's fucking person is. He thinks he's a god.
He's no god of science though. Come on. That's
Man, when
like
you can
saying
come up with
Steve
that-
Jobs
and he
is a
had-
god of science. You know
And he had the fucking. I mean, no, he is a god of science. If you can turn people into horses,
he
you are
can't.
playing God.
He just had a fucking idea. It's all the people underneath him who are the
Yeah.
gods of science.
Dude, he has the agency to even turn them back. I love that.
He
Though, 'cause
doesn't,
was just
though.
like, that doesn't
100
even sound real.
Yeah, 100%. He does not have the fucking shit to turn him back.
Oh God, no! They're horses for life.
We'll give it to you.
Like,
We'll
they're-
give you the super anti-horse antidote. You got it. Don't
You
worry
just made
about
this
it.
shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, man, that's the cocaine and your adrenaline. Relax.
yeah.
So fucking stupid. All right, do we got anything else here?
I just like
think this
when
well is dry.
the no name guy actually like talked in his regular voice out of nowhere. I was like, huh. I was wondering if that was ever gonna happen.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah,
of
so he
cool.
finally gives them the instructions to go to the office.
I mean, he sets him up.
Yeah, that is what he does. Is he sets him up.
That's why he had to be real with them.
Yeah,
Hey,
He
look,
knows.
man, I'm gonna fuck you here.
because he lets his guard down. He's like, oh, if he's willing to talk in his normal voice, like, there's no way you think something bad's gonna happen, even though that's probably when you should have.
Yeah, no shit.
Well,
Oh, that dude is the lead role in Power on Stars. And he was in Army of the Dead by Zack Snyder.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff, but I know him mostly from Power.
I've never seen
And
him
then-
in shit.
Yeah, well, I've seen
you
all
never saw
Power.
Army of the Dead?
No, I never watched it.
I like
Oh,
it.
dang.
It was a little
Yeah.
too much hype for me. I was like, yeah. Fucking
Okay,
fanboys
Eric.
are the worst. Yeah, yeah. That's how it feels, Eric. Oh no, I'm not watching that, bro. No, you hyped it up too
I
much.
eventually get around to it, though, man. Come on.
Not always. Shut
Dude,
up.
sometimes like 7 years later. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters.
Bro, you just watched The Boys last week or whatever the fuck. I don't want to hear it out of you.
Well, that you guys didn't overhype. I just didn't watch it. I
Bro,
don't know. I should have.
I feel like we sucked The Boys' dick. You just
We talk about
apparently-
it often.
I feel like you just tuned it out.
Yeah,
Like, you're like, I'm
probably.
not listening to this.
I'm like, I don't know what that sounds like. I don't know what that
Man,
is.
I'm not watching none of that shit.
I mean, he just didn't get the references, so he was just like,
Yeah.
I don't get the references, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh shit, he was in a Jay-Z and Beyonce music video.
And now I'm about to watch Big Mouth because Tyler the Creator's gonna be on it. So.
He is in it. You want to know who he plays, or do you want to be surprised?
No, I want to be surprised.
All right, it's really good because when I heard the voice, I was like, "Oh my god, is that Tyler the Creator?"
Wait, it's already out? Oh,
Yes,
shit.
he's in the most recent season though, so you know
Oh, okay.
you got to watch 5 seasons of Big Mouth to get
Was
there.
it like 20-minute episodes?
Yeah, 20-30 minutes, but it's worth it. All right.
Story doesn't matter. Just watch the newest season.
Okay.
No,
you're
the
right.
story does matter. The episode he's in. Oh no, never mind. The next episode's a clip show, but you're gonna need some story because otherwise you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is happening here? I'm
How
so
do we get to
confused."
this?
Yeah, it ain't no Family Guy. You can't just drop in.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. Let's go to the questions then. James, what is your favorite part of Sorry to Bother You?
Oh, when they're complimenting each other, it just cracks me up. I love when, like, I don't know, like, because it reminds me of memes. Like, it's just such a meme moment.
Eric?
All right. I laughed out loud when he finally started to do the N-word shit rap.
Oh no.
I was like, I thought this movie couldn't get more ridiculous. It is.
Yeah, it's something.
I would have to say it's a mix between the activism shit happening, because I really did like that. I thought the union shit was all very pointed conversation, or when he finally turns into a horse and goes to the dude's house. It's one of those two. It's either complete ridiculous
Yeah.
or complete non-ridiculous.
And
But
yeah,
man,
those are almost two different movies.
almost like this movie is like 2 or 3 different fucking movies. But when he comes up and he just fucking smacks the camera and then he kicks the door down, I was like, fuck yeah, this is what I want. And then the movie ends. So that's what I get for getting fucking blue balled. James, what was your least favorite part of Sorry to Bother You?
It's just slow at points, like especially like it gets to like a 30-40 minutes in, then it kind of drags a little bit. Like I understand they're setting up stuff, but there's just moments where it's just like, okay, I get it, they're developing characters, but they probably could have reworked some stuff.
Eric?
I think there's just a white voice. I had to get used to it.
Oh, that's
I didn't
interesting.
expect that at all. That overdub.
And it was trash. It was some fucking shitty ADR shit right there.
I was like, oh, but I just got used to it.
That makes sense. I think the pacing is the absolute fucking worst in this movie. This movie's just all over the goddamn place, and it's up and down very hard. And it's the bumpiest part of this fucking ride for sure. Cinema score. Would we rent it? No.
No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie physically? No.
No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie digitally? No.
No.
Would you buy it in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu? No.
I think I would.
If it has all of the Keith's movies on it, yeah, man.
Even Netflix's Death Note?
I never saw that, so I don't know.
It is
I
so
know nothing of it.
fucking bad. It is.
I mean, you ain't gotta watch all of them on his 10
yeah,
film.
it's
Nah,
just a song of this.
But you're telling Netflix that you liked it, so they're just gonna make another
Yeah.
shitty one. There's enough shitty
Shit.
movies in the world.
They might regardless.
No, they're definitely not.
Yeah.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over? Fuck no.
No.
No, this is
Absolutely
not a
not.
movie for everybody.
It's too wild.
I think
Yeah.
everybody should watch it, but this in the background would be fucked. The minute there's a first horse dick and everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? I've not
I mean,
listened to
there's-
shit so far.
There's points that are hard to follow when you're following it, let alone
Yeah.
coming in and out.
Would you watch this again? No.
I think I would.
So, I've seen it twice, so no, but if I had only seen it once, yes.
Would you recommend it?
Yes.
I'm a real maybe.
I mean, it has some thought-provoking moments, which I think are interesting.
Yeah, but most people are only going to watch it once.
I
And if
think-
they watch
yeah.
it the way that you were talking about watching it, they're not even going to get the thought provoking. They're just going to see horse cock.
Yeah. But that's why I explain it. I don't just say, hey, watch this movie willy-nilly.
Bro, what
like-
you're explaining the end of the movie to them? Like,
No, I'm telling them what kind of movie it is. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, just watch it for. I'm like, oh, if you like these types of movies, and like, I guess the like Not Okay is one of those other movies.
but
that's similar
even
to this,
explaining it kind of does it a disservice, though. Because you can't
But shit,
explain
some
enough
people
of
probably
it.
aren't going to watch it though. But it's like I'd rather them at least know about it and watch it than never watch it at all.
I'll only
mean,
recommend
maybe.
it if you're a Lakeith Stanfield stan.
It was weird watching him in this movie, though, because this is like the only movie the only property I've ever seen him in where he's like a person with sexual desires. So it's like really hard for me to like. It's like Tom Cruise, where it's always weird when you see Tom Cruise kiss a woman because you're like, bro, you're an action star. What the fuck are you doing? You don't kiss
Yeah, what
women.
are you doing?
Yeah. So like it was like that for me because everything I've ever seen him in, he's always like a philosopher or a thought provoker. He's in this. He's such a normal guy, and it's so weird. Like it's
He's a little bit of a thought provoker because of he's always talking about like, hey, what if I die? What am I doing on this planet?
Bro,
like, what's my legacy?
he said that once and then proceeded to be a corporate stooge. So like he thought provoked for a half a second and then was like, I need to get my dick wet and smoke some weed.
because his girl was like, hey man,
Dude, power corrupts.
Yeah, right.
Like-
That's why it's bad. That's why he's a bad guy
Yeah.
because he fed into it.
What's the line? Power corrupts.
No,
absolutely.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely is what
There
the
you
line
go.
is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting seeing him in a light other than what I've seen him in because I think seeing him in Atlanta for the first time really tainted my view of him because now anytime he's not that character, I'm like, this is kind of weird.
for the better though, right? Tainted your view for the
Yes,
better, I
absolutely.
guess?
Yeah. Because him in Atlanta is top tier acting shit. Like he is like,
I don't think you should use the word tainted. I don't know.
but it does taint though because it's hard for me to see him in any other light. You know?
Okay.
But it's only because he did a fantastic job in that role. but it's still a taint. You know, if you put blue dye in the water, it's still gonna taint the water.
But I've never been like in any of his films. I've never been like disappointed. But I also haven't seen Atlanta. But like, because he also plays like in a Netflix movie with I can't think of her name or whatever, or he plays like a ex-boyfriend type thing or whatever. But even in that, like a smaller role, it's like everything I've seen him in, he's always so good.
Yeah,
Like he's just fantastic.
yeah. I mean, he was great in this too. It's just weird seeing him like that.
Because he's the one in Judas and the Black Messiah, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like he's fantastic in that too.
But even that, he has no sexual relations with anybody. He's just like existing and like you're following the story through his eyes. Yeah, no blowies under the table for sure, for Monica or otherwise. All right, ratings. What are we giving this movie?
I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10 horse dicks.
Oh man,
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say 8 out of 10 inches of horse cock.
Oh, there you go. That's at least different. You can run with it. I'd run with it. All right, I'm finding.
Now you can make yours horse cock related, dude.
I have to make mine horse cock related.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. Don't worry. Oh shit! I didn't put the things from last week. Fuck. Damn it.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, it's a big rip. And I gotta go back and watch our shitty ass podcast.
What's that thing you were talking about? Was it a TV series, James? The one where he's
Oh no, it's a Netflix movie. I think is it Jenny Rodriguez? Is that her name? From Jane the Virgin, that actress.
12?
Oh.
King Ripple?
You gave it an 8, Eric?
Yeah.
James, you gave it an 8.
As well, yes.
All right, I'm gonna give this movie 7.5 regenerative foreskins out of 10.
Nice. It's a good one.
What are we watching next week?
Black Panther?
That's not next week, is it?
No, maybe?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I thought
it was later, but I could absolutely
It
be
is-
wrong.
it
Oh,
is
it is this week coming up.
It is because I'm watching it the 10th.
Holy shit.
I'm
Okay.
watching it Thursday.
I mean, yeah, if we don't review Black Panther, we're an idiot. So, Black Panther it is, boys. I can't wait for
Black
Ryan
Panther it
Coogler
up.
to drop the ball on this
But I
one.
will be gone.
When do you leave? We're going to do it Saturday, I thought, right? Or are you leaving Saturday?
I leave Saturday night, so yeah, we could do it.
We could do it
Saturday
Friday night
morning.
if you want.
I work Saturday, so Friday night works better.
Okay, we'll just do it Saturday night. Oh, no. He said he's leaving
Friday
Saturday night.
Yeah,
So Friday night?
I guess I'm driving Friday night. So, like after.
So it has to be Saturday in the morning.
Yeah.
There's literally no other option if we're going to review
Unless
this
you.
movie.
But no, I work Saturday.
In person? Or are you on call?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm at work.
Fuck, I thought it was an on call. You never delineate, so I always
Yeah,
just assume you're on call.
yeah.
All right,
So-
we're reviewing the movie when
Friday
Eric's No, we're reviewing it
Friday
when...
night
I don't know that I'll be able to see it before
at
Friday
like
night.
9 p.m.
I can try to see it before Friday night, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
I mean, I'm seeing it Thursday, but
Right.
I don't think
Y'all
I don't
don't
think you'll
have
be able
kids,
to see it
right?
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's the
really hinges
issue.
on whether or not I can go see it, which is the problem.
Man, Alex got to watch the kids.
No,
She just has
we
to.
wanted to go see that movie together.
Shit,
Um,
squad there. On a
So let's
Thursday
just
with a
do
lot
it
of kids would be
Sunday,
terrible.
dude.
though.
I'll call in mobily.
I mean, you could. Do you have good wireless headphones?
I just have my Sony, so no.
Damn. I might have to give you... Wait, where are you driving? We'll talk about it.
Who?
We're going to end the podcast. All right, everybody. Thanks
Yeah,
for tuning
yeah.
on to twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV or our YouTube at SoonerLaterTV for our
YouTube.
review of Sorry to Bother You. Hey, some of us have to host it and others just get to sit back. So you can suck my dick, you fucking loser. You know who's not a loser? Everybody who's been continuing to watch and listen on all of our social medias at Sooner or Later TV. If you couldn't catch us live, don't worry. You can listen to us on all podcasting platforms. We upload all of our reviews on Wednesday, at some point on Wednesday. So tune in next week, hopefully for our review of Black Panther 2. We love everyone. Bye.
Bye.